In a surprising move, the United States government has decided to allow immigration officials to access the tax record of undocumented immigrants. This, of course, includes thousands of Indians who are living in the US without legal status, many of whom file taxes every single year using special tax ID number. Well, the decision comes after a new agreement was signed between the IRS, short form for Internal Review Service, and the Department of Homeland Security, giving immigration officials access to tax information that once kept very private. For years, the US government encouraged undocumented immigrants to pay taxes, even if they didn't have the legal right. Indians who overstayed their visas, came through unofficial channels, or they are stuck in green card backlogs, often use this particular individual taxpayer identification number to file their tax honestly. In fact, according to American Immigration Council, undocumented immigrants, many of whom are Indians, paid about $90 billion in taxes in 2023, including the $56 billion in federal taxes. Now, this very honesty might lead to their downfall. Under the new rule, Immigration and Custom Enforcement can ask the IRS for the names, addresses, and other tax information of undocumented immigrants who have already received a final order of removal from an immigration judge, but they haven't left the country. This means that somebody who paid taxes hoping to stay in a right side of the system could now be tracked and deported using the same information that they submitted in good faith. Until now, tax data was one of the most protected pieces of information in the US system. Taxpayers' secrecy was considered sacred, respected by both Republicans and Democrats for decades. It helped immigrants feel safe about filing taxes, knowing that IRS would not share their details with immigration enforcement. But this particular agreement has changed all that. The IRS acting commissioner is reportedly resigning after being left out of this decision-making process, showing how controversial and sudden this move is, even within the government itself. Many legal experts and immigration rights groups are calling this decision a betrayal. One former IRS official told the Washington Post that this is a complete betrayal of 30 years of the government telling immigrants to file their taxes. This particular policy is part of US President Donald Trump's new immigration crackdown during his second term. The Trump administration has been pushing for weeks to use IRS tax data to help track and deport undocumented immigrants. And now, with this new agreement in place, they finally have the legal right to do it. According to a Treasury Department spokesperson, the goal is to support law enforcement efforts to reduce illegal migration by establishing a clear and secure process for ICE to access tax data. ICE will now be able to match addresses and names from its immigration database with IRS records just to find immigrants who are ignoring the court order to leave the US. Indians make up a large portion of undocumented immigrants in the US. We are saying this with a very heavy heart. Many of them overstaying temporary visas like B1, B2 tourist visas or F1 student visa. Some have been in the US for years, working in small businesses or self-employment roles while quietly paying their taxes. Previously, tax paying was seen as a way to show good moral character, specifically for those hoping to adjust their status in near future. But now, that same tax history could be used to locate and deport them. So, if you are an Indian living in the US without legal status and filing taxes with the department, your tax record may no longer be safe. This new policy could have major consequences. It may discourage undocumented immigrants from filing taxes at all, which could reduce government revenue and push more people into the shadow. But more importantly, it signals a shift in how the US government treats undocumented immigrants, specifically Indians who have long believed that staying honest would protect them. If you are in this particular situation, now is the time to consult a lawyer, understand your rights, and stay informed. Because for many, tax season may no longer be just about refunds. It could be about survival too.